Helped save a young man shot at a local park.
Yeah, this shooting happened Friday night at Memorial Park in Wilsonville. The shooter still on the loose, but investigators getting tips and leads about a person of interest. Amy FRAZIER following this story. She joins us more with this crime alert. Amy?
The neighbor who rushed into the shooting scene to help the victim says it was all pretty surreal. He's had some first aid training at work, and he did what he could to stop the bleeding.
Oh, it's an amazing park. One of the reasons I bought my home here was just because it backed up to the park. I love hearing the kids play. I love it when they're playing baseball and you can hear the crack of the ball against the bat.
But the popping sounds Mark Biondi heard coming from Wilsonville's Memorial Park Friday night were frightening.
I looked at my girlfriend, she looked back at me, and I said, "That doesn't sound like fireworks." And she's like, "No, that's gunshots."
He yelled over to people in the park from his back patio.
And I asked if somebody was shot, and they yelled back that somebody was.
He jumped on his phone and called 911.
And grabbed some rags and went out and tried to help the victim as much as I could.
Mark says the 21-year-old victim was lying on the ground, surrounded by his friends. He had gunshot wounds to his arm and abdomen.
They had a jacket wrapped around his arm, his friends did, and I just instructed them to keep pressure on there.
Mark focused on the other wound.
I used the rag supply, direct pressure, to try and minimize the bleeding.
Paramedics arrived and rushed the victim to a local hospital. The shooter, though, got away.
Our investigators are trying to figure out exactly what happened, so anybody who heard or saw anything prior to the shooting, we'd love for you to reach out and talk with us.
This week, the Clackamas County Sheriff's Office released this sketch of a person of interest.
Investigators believe that this person may either be the shooter or lead us to the shooters.
Families playing here with their children and grandchildren are anxious for an arrest.
It's just a really nice park, and it's usually a safe area.
Neighbors say they're in touch with city officials on how to keep it that way, especially after dark when the park is closed, but people still gather. And so far, investigators have not released the victim's name. He is still at the hospital, but we're told he has been moved out of the ICU, so that's some good news there. If you can help with this case, you're asked to contact the Clackamas County Sheriff's Office. Back to you.